You heard that. And he's been in 29 years. You know, and I'm gonna let him state for the record again. I'm gonna let him state for the record again. In those 29 years, have you ever thought that, damn, I should have told? Hell no. You understand? Yo, how old was you when you went in?
I'm 33 years old, man. I'm gonna be 63 now.
Wow, thank you, Unique, for providing such a real moment for us and the audience. Now, what I want to speak about is snitching. Now, you see this guy right here that Unique is speaking to over the phone. He has the guy on speakerphone. The guy just said that he entered into the federal prison system at the age of 33, which is 1 year older than me. I'm 32. And he's about to be 63, so he's going on his 30th year inside the system. Unique did 26 years inside the federal system, and he came home because Donald Trump did some extra legislation to put on top of the legislation that Obama did, and that allowed him to be free because he didn't have any homicides or any violence on his conviction. He was simply convicted for selling drugs. That's it. And he was labeled the kingpin of a continuing criminal enterprise. And a lot of guys like Unique have gotten out simply because they didn't have violence on their convictions. They were just simply drug dealers who did 26 years. But on the other hand, you've got guys like the guy he was speaking to on the phone, Gene Oscar. Now, he didn't get too deep into his case, but Gene Oscar, apparently he got convicted in my state, Norfolk, which is the 757 area. I live in Richmond, which is about, Norfolk is about an hour away. And maybe an hour and a half away. But he claimed he came to Virginia from Brooklyn, New York, to sell drugs, and he actually got convicted of 2 capital murders. Now, he says, I never thought about snitching because my mantra is death before dishonor. But at the same time, he admitted that when he went to trial, the federal government tried to give him a plea deal of life without parole. So a plea deal is usually a compromise. It's usually a deal that the prosecution gives you that's going to be a lot better than what you would have got if you went to trial, if you lost, right? So a plea deal ideally is really like, hey, we're showing you some mercy. So for them to say life without parole is the only plea bargain that we're willing to give you, that goes to show you that Gene Oscar probably didn't have the opportunity to snitch. Now, I'm not trying to insult his character or disrespect him as a man, but I'm just simply saying I doubt the federal government even wanted him to snitch. They wanted people to snitch on him, but as far as him snitching, he got convicted or charged with 2 capital murders. They wanted to put him behind bars, and they wanted to give him the death penalty. They didn't want Gene Oscar to be a snitch. They wanted to kill him. And like he said, 11 out of 12 people said yes to the death penalty when he went to his death penalty provision. One woman said, no, I don't want to put him to death. And that's the reason why he's still alive, because one woman, and he actually, there's a part of this video where he remembers her name. He says, I remember her name to this day, Vivian Lee. And I guess you would remember the one lady's name who basically saved your life. So Gene Oscar basically he wasn't in a position to snitch because the federal government didn't want any information from him. They wanted to kill him because he was convicted of 2 federal murders, capital murders. So, yeah, it's easy to scream death before dishonor, but, you were facing the death penalty, so the government really wasn't interested in your information. So I'm not trying to disrespect Gene Oscar, but I'm just saying that it's easy to say death before dishonor, but the feds weren't really interested in you snitching. They wanted to kill you. And also, man, shout out to Unique. It's cool to see him, reintegrating back into society, and he still keeps his ear open for the guys in prison. And one thing that he said in this live that really stuck out to me was, Gene Oscar is stuck. Basically, Gene Oscar is going to die in prison for the decisions that he made at 33 years old. You understand? And I just wanted to show you guys, this is the reality of keeping it real. So don't keep it real. Don't put yourself in a criminal world where you have to keep it real and have to have this anti-snitching mentality, because you're going to end up like Gene Oscar. You're going to go in at 33 and you're going to be on the phone. Yeah, I'm 63. I'm still here. You understand? Now you're a senior citizen. And all you can really say is what? Death before dishonor? I'm not a snitch? Come on, man. At 63 years old, you want to have more of a legacy for yourself. So salute to Unique for hitting us with this raw, hard-hitting content. This synthetic fentanyl that he calls content, because it hits like fentanyl. Because when you hear a man say, came in at 33, and now I'm 63, that's all you kids need to know about the prison world. They will put you in a cage and throw away the key, like they did to Gene Oscar. Peace.